Bienvenue. Welcome back to Grade 8 French. This is the first of two grammar / parts of speech lessons, which will be held during Unité 5. In this lesson, we will be looking at le partatif avec la négation. Now, before we continue, you should have at your side either your livre or a French-English dictionary, because that will help you with the activities in the second half of this video. If you don't have either of those at home, then you could certainly use an online French-English dictionary. Let's begin. Just a quick reminder, the words un and une mean a, or one. The word des is used when we are speaking about more than one item. We use un, une, et des, or sometimes pronounced des, when referring to objects which we can count, but don't need to state the exact amount. Un, une, and des are known as les articles indéfinis. Here are some examples. Un couteau, a knife. Une éponge, a sponge. Des boutons, buttons. Un pinceau, a paintbrush. Un gomme, an eraser. Des crayons, pencils. Some objects cannot be counted. In some cases, we can measure their weight, but when referring to these objects, we don't always want to state their physical dimensions, whether they be in centimeters, pounds, etc. Some things we want to refer to cannot even be measured. For objects which we cannot count, we use le partatif, du, de la, de l'apostrophe, and des. Here are some examples. De l'argile, some clay. Du métal, some metal. De l'eau, some water. De l'inspiration, inspiration. Du papier, some paper. De la ficelle, some string. Okay, we're going to get some practice here over the next couple of slides. For each sentence, we are going to use the correct indefinite article, whether it be un, une, or des, or partatif, du, de la, de l'apostrophe, and des. So for an example here, we have il ajoute blank couleur à son dessin numérique. And couleur is not something which we can measure or count so easily. Couleur is a feminine word, so we would use the term de la. Il ajoute de la couleur à son dessin numérique. Okay, so I'll do the first two here on this video. So question 1, or un, says, un artiste local dans blank conseil. Well, conseil is plural. And when it comes to plural, that's pretty easy. We would just use des. Okay, the next one, deux, j'applique blank peinture sur une toile. I'm applying paint on the canvas. Again, paint is not something which we can really measure. We can't count it 1, 2, or 3, so we're going to use le partatif. Peinture is feminine, so we would use de la. So our whole sentence is, j'applique de la peinture sur une toile. So what I want you guys to do when I'm finished talking is put this video on pause so that you can see how much of the remaining 3 questions on the slide you can do. All right. I hope that you jotted down your answers. If you didn't, put the video on pause again so you can write them down. And then when you're ready, hit play. But let's go on. All right, a few more questions doing the same thing, deciding whether you use un, or du, de la, de l'apostrophe, or de. So make sure you've got your livre or your French English dictionary or your online French English dictionary handy so that you can try out these 5 questions. Please put the video on pause now. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, here's one more important rule. When we write sentences in the negative form, we change du, de la, de l'apostrophe, un, and de to simply de or de apostrophe. We would use de apostrophe if the next word, the subject, started with a vowel. Okay, so here we're going to practice with rewriting each sentence in the negative form. Okay, and it says, Luc a du talent. So this sentence here reads, Luke has talent. Okay, if we want to go with the negative and say Luke does not have talent, you would change do to de, de, and we would remember to put those handy dandy words ne and pas around the conjugated version of avoir. Ah. So putting that all together, we have Luc n'a pas de talent. 2. Les artistes numériques ont de l'imagination. So digital artists have imagination. All right. Now, hopefully, we would never have to say that digital artists do not have imagination. But if we were to write that, again, de l'apostrophe would change to de apostrophe because imagination starts with an I. And we put ne and pas around the conjugate form of avoir. So putting that all together, we have les artistes numériques n'ont pas d'imagination. All right, so now what you're going to do when I'm finished talking is you're going to put the video on pause and you're going to write down your answers to these 3 statements. You're going to put them all in the negative form. So please put the video on pause now. All right, and let's wrap this up. Okay, so we will take up all of these activities in tomorrow's class, and then I'll be giving you some time to work on a couple of pages out of your cahier. But until tomorrow's class, this concludes today's video.